we focused on A, the completion of major road and rail projects, B, the effective implementation of power sector projects, C, the provision of potable water, D, construction of infrastructure and dams across the country, and E, critical health projects such as the strengthening of national emergency medical services and the ambulance system, procurement of vaccines, polio eradication, and upgrading primary healthcare centers across the 6 geopolitical zones. In 2022, government will further strengthen the framework for concessions and public-private partnerships. Capital projects that are good candidates for PPP by their nature will be developed for private sector participation. We will also explore available opportunities in existing ecosystem for green finance, including the implementation of our sovereign green bond program and leveraging debt for climate swap mechanisms. Our strategies to improve revenue mobilization will be sustained in 2022 with the goal of achieving the following objectives: A, enhance tax and excise revenue through policy reforms and tax administration measures. B, review the policy effectiveness of tax waivers and concessions. C, boost customs revenue through the e-customs and single window initiatives. And D, safeguard revenues from oil and gas sector. Distinguished senators and honorable members, I commend you for passage of the Petroleum Industry Act 2021. It is my hope that the implementation of the law will boost confidence in our economy and attract substantial investments in the sector. In line with our plan to accompany annual budget with finance bills, partly to support the realization of fiscal projections, current tax and fiscal laws are being reviewed to produce a draft finance bill 2022. It is our intention that our ongoing consultations are completed. The finance bill would be submitted to the National Assembly to be considered alongside the 2022 appropriation bill. Mr. Senate President, Mr. Speaker, distinguished honorable members of the National Assembly, this speech would be incomplete without commending the immense patriotic and collective support of the National Assembly in the effort to deliver socio-economic development and democracy dividends for our people. I wish to assure you of the strong commitment of the executive to strengthen the relationship with the National Assembly. Nigeria is currently emerging from a very difficult economic challenge. We must continue to cooperate and ensure that our actions are aimed at accelerating the pace of economic recovery so that we can achieve economic prosperity and deliver on our promises to Nigerian people. The fiscal year 2022 is very crucial to our efforts to ensure that critical projects are completed, put to use, and improve the general conditions of our people. It is with great pleasure, therefore, that I lay before this distinguished joint session of the National Assembly the 2022 budget proposal of the federal government of Nigeria. I thank you most sincerely for your attention. May God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you are on to live transmission from National Assembly. President Muhammadu Buhari has just addressed the joint section of National Assembly and is about to present the budget. Is about to present the budget joint section. It means that the National Assembly is going to kickstart the business of reviewing, inviting the ministers, ministries to defend the budget. Yes, the budget is being handed over to the president, and is now laying it on it before the National Assembly. It's been laid. He has presented the budget. It's in two formats. One will go to Senate, one will go to House of Reps. It has extra copies, and everything has been laid down. The bulk of the job now is now in the hand of the National Assembly. It's expected that National Assembly will start work on it, and the 2022 budget has been laid. It's been presented to National Assembly. You are on live to GTV Africa, live from National Assembly. I'm sure you are. You can see the greetings between the Speaker and the President Muhammadu Buhari. It's expected that Speaker.
Thank you very much, Mr. President, for that well-delivered speech and the laying of the 2022 budget estimates. Distinguished and honorable members of the National Assembly, the next item on the order paper is the vote of thanks and remarks by the Right Honorable Speaker of the House of Representatives, Right Honorable Femi Bajaba-Mila. Right Honorable Speaker.
His Excellency Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Professor Yemi Osinbajo, GCON, Vice President, Federal Republic of Nigeria, Distinguished Senator Ahmed Lawan, President of the Senate, Chairman of the National Assembly, Deputy President of the Senate and Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Principal Officers of the Senate and House of Representatives, distinguished senators and honorable members of the House of Representatives, in the interest of time, please permit me to stand on the protocol as already established. Good afternoon, and thank you all once more for being here today. On behalf of the members and staff of the National Assembly, I have the honor of extending our sincere appreciation to His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, for coming to the National Assembly today to present the appropriation bill and to seek the approval of Parliament as the Constitution demands. Unfortunately, we are still contending with the deadly and evolving COVID-19 pandemic, and the guidelines regarding the duration and size of public gatherings limits the time we can spend here together today. So today's budget presentation is somewhat abridged in the interest of public health. Yet, we have sufficient time to say the things that need to be communicated to further the best interests of our beloved country. When we resumed the 9th Assembly, we committed to pursuing long-awaited and critical reforms to the appropriation process to ensure that we are better able to deliver on the promise of our national development. Over the last two budget cycles, by the joint effort of the executive and the legislature, we have made significant progress in this regard and achieved reforms that will stand the test of time and count in our favor. These reforms, including establishing a January to December budget cycle, improving oversight procedures, and ensuring greater fidelity to the letter and spirit of our appropriation laws, have led to the measurable improvements in public infrastructure, access to education and housing, healthcare, and transportation, among other things. These improvements, which have had a positive impact on the lives of millions of Nigerians across the country, inspire us to do more. When Mr. President came to the hallowed chamber almost exactly a year ago today, I spoke about our rapidly changing world and the need to use the national budget to prepare our country and our people for the challenges and opportunities of this new age. Today, innovations in technology, the changing nature of global trade, the challenges of cross-border insecurity, and the increasing interdependence of nations, each and together, continue to present challenges we must overcome and opportunities we must embrace. Therefore, as legislators and leaders in government, we have continued obligation to ensure that in considering this appropriation bill, we make all deliberate efforts to ensure that we continue to make critical investments in education, healthcare, public infrastructure, and national security. Through these investments, we can hope to build an economy that provides enough well-paying jobs for our young population so that we can, in our lifetime, end endemic poverty in our country and eradicate the social ills that derive therefrom. Let me express my profound gratitude to the senators and members of the House of Representatives who have, through the budget cycles, shown an unmatched determination to delivering the annual budget on time, in line with our commitment to a January to December budget cycle. I have seen legislators working through the day and night, forgoing all other considerations in a joint effort to deliver a national budget that meets the highest expectations of the Nigerian people. Therefore, I am confident that the National Assembly will give the appropriation bill the prompt consideration it demands. And for the next 2 to 3 months will be for the strictest scrutiny of the budget estimates. However, let me also use this opportunity to say to the heads of ministries, departments, and agencies of the federal government of Nigeria that the determination of the National Assembly to deliver a timely budget will not derogate from our responsibility to ensure exhaustive consideration of the bill. We will demand a thorough accounting for the funds previously appropriated, disbursed, and expended. And we will take steps to hold to account those who fail to provide the records we need to make informed decisions on the appropriation bill. This is the responsibility of the National Assembly, and we will live up to it. Over the past year, the House has passed several important resolutions relating to healthcare access, primary education, rural infrastructure deficits, and national security that require actual funding. Where these restrictions have not been included in the appropriation bill, the House will work with the Senate and the Executive to see that the final version of this appropriation bill includes necessary allocations to implement these resolutions and give full effect to the best wishes of the House. I thank His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, the Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Mr. Boss Mustafa, the Budget Office, Honorable Ministers, and all those who contributed to the drafting of this appropriation bill. The National Assembly will build on your efforts. Together we will deliver an appropriation act that provides real solutions to national problems, unlocks economic potential, secures our country, and brings a future we can all look forward to and be proud of. Finally, let me appreciate the clerk to the National Assembly, Architect Olatunde Ojo, and the entire management and staff whose efforts have made this joint session a resounding success. And I thank all of you who have presented yourselves to this hallowed chamber to participate in this fundamental democratic tradition. May God keep and guide us all, and may God bless our Federal Republic.
The national anthem.
Well, that's coming to the end as fast as possible. You can see that everything is fast and it's coming to the end presentation of the budget as the national anthem is on. We are on live to GTV Africa, live from the National Assembly in conjunction with our studio for the budget presentation for your benefit. And you know, there are many things that is expected of the lawmaker one after the other analysis, expected to question, find out details from every sector and make sure if the budget needs to be added, to increase officially, and if the budget is expected to reduce, it's expected that the lawmakers are going to carry out that. President Muhammadu Buhari in a short while is going to leave December, and December will still continue to go on before the move for the motion to leave, to depart the section, to end of the section of budget presentation. This year budget presentation seems fast, without wasting much time, unlike other years that time likely to be wasted due to one thing or the other. But unlike Africa, let's hear from the Senate President to round up the sitting. The Senate President is expected to round up the sitting of this particular joint section. We are on live to GTV Africa. GTV Africa is on YouTube. GTV Africa services on Facebook. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, GTV Africa, and also like our Facebook page. Facebook page has GTV Africa services. Search for it, share our stories with your friends, share it on your timeline so that next time when you want to make a point, you can easily have what you are talking about. As I said, you are on live to GTV Africa, and I'm sure you are enjoying the budget presentation that President Muhammadu Buhari presented. He has presented the budget to the joint section. We're still back today. We'll be back to the inside chamber and see how the event, the joint sitting will come to an end, and let's see be part of what is going on. It is because of you, because you are there, that's why we are here, and that's why we are pleading, and we are calling on you to subscribe to our YouTube channel so that we can grow. Share on your Facebook page, on our Facebook page. Get to that place, check other stories, like it, share it, and there you see many other stories that maybe one way or the other you've missed, but you can still be back to see what is on. Let's be back to the chamber and see what exactly is going on. You can see the speaker and the Senate President are having a chat, waiting for one or two things to know, to round up the sitting. The sitting is still on. The budget, where I see your comment, someone is saying that the price of Gary has gone up, the price of pure water has gone to a rate of 300 naira. Yes, I'm sure. I pray this budget will work, will solve the problem related to your comment. Hussaini, you said pure water is now 300 naira, and module of beans is now is it 1,100 you mean, or what? I want to believe it's 1,100 you mean. And many other ones that have made comments and reactions. Yes, I'm sure the people concerned are going to work on it and make sure that everything is perfect and make lives of Nigeria to be meaningful, to be good to majority of our people. As I said, you are on live to GTV Africa, live from the National Assembly in conjunction with our studio in Abuja. I cannot say exactly why the sitting is still
the Right Honourable Speaker,
let's listen to them.
the Deputy President of the Senate, the Deputy Speaker, Principal Officers of the National Assembly, distinguished and honoured members, we have come to the end of today's joint session, and we give glory to Almighty God for having a very successful session. Now it's time for us to adjourn this joint sitting, and it's my honor and privilege to invite the Leader of the Senate, Senator Abdullah Yahya, to move the motion for the adjournment, to be seconded by the House Leader. I'm aware the House Leader is not with us here today, so the Deputy House Leader will second the motion to be moved by the Leader of the Senate. Leader of the Senate, motion for adjournment.
Right Honourable Speaker of the House of Representatives.
Leader, use your mic, please.
Mr. President of the Senate, Right Honourable Speaker of the House of Representatives, my distinguished colleagues, senators and members of the House of Representatives, I rise to move a motion that this joint session of the National Assembly be adjourned sin die. I so move.
Thank you, Leader. Deputy House Leader.
Distinguished senators, and my dear colleagues, I am Comrade Peter Ohionzuje Akpatosin, MNI. I represent the great people of Akoko Edo Federal Constituency. I am from Edo State. I second the motion ably moved by the leader of the Senate that this joint session do adjourn Sinadai. I so move, my dear leaders.
Thank you very much, Deputy House Leader. Distinguished and honorable colleagues, I will now put the question. Imagine the answer. I will not read it. Those in favor of the motion that this joint sitting
What do you think the answer of this question will be?
Say aye. No, I didn't hear that. Those in favor of the motion that this joint sitting adjourns sine die, say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes
That
have
means the lawmaker wants to stay here till next year, which means the next presentation, because Sinadai means next presentation, and that is how the presentation of this year's budget comes to an end from the National Assembly. Everyone is expected to return back to his base, that is, the senators will return back to the Senate chamber if they so wish, and the lawmakers in the House of Reps will remain and continue the sitting of the day. Can say greetings among the lawmakers in the house. Here we have different people in the house. We have Senate President moving back to the Senate chamber as the mace bearer is leading him and is having chats with other senators, the lawmakers. Mr. Senate President is taking his leave, leaving the vicinity of the Senate in the House of Reps chamber. It's popularly called Green Chamber. Some call it Lower House, but here it's called Green Chamber, House of Representatives. You know, the movement at times is not as fast as expected, because we expected them to be greeting each other. Hello, long time. How are you doing? Senate President Hamed Lawan led the senators as Senator Ove Omar Agege, Deputy Senate President, followed suit, and gradually the event is coming to an end. From our studio, you know what we are up to, you know what we are capable, you know what we can bring to you. We just brought to you the live transmission of budget 2022 budget presentation by President Muhammadu Buhari to the joint sitting of National Assembly, where the senators and House of Rep members gathered listening to President Muhammadu Buhari. the game for 2022 has started as from today, because the budget for 2022 has been presented. So it's expected that the lawmakers in a few days' time are going to draw their timetable, invite ministries, parastatals and others to come to defend the budget presented by President Muhammadu Buhari. A lot of hard work has gone under in this presentation of budget that we just witnessed in a short while, and the presidency has finished their own side. Expected that the lawmakers will kickstart their own. We are doing our home from here. Without you there, we are not going to be here. And this is a very powerful online that brings exactly. We don't have any reason to tell you lies. We don't have any reason to present fake news. And you know that any news that comes from GTV Africa are real. You don't doubt any of them. Continue to support us. Continue to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Share our story. Also like our Facebook page and follow us. Follow us. And let's continue to do things together. Gone are those days that you'll be waiting till evening before you get to know exactly what is going on. But right now, it's at your doorstep. It's with you. The news is with you. You have it right with you there. This is where we're going to draw the curtain for 2022 budget presentation by President Muhammadu Buhari. But I want to promise you that a lot of live events will be coming to you from our studio, and I bet you will not miss. You will really enjoy. You can send us message directly. Check, go to our Facebook page. You'll see a line where you can send us message. Invite us for your program, and your program will get to the world. Through us, the whole world will know what you are doing, right where you are doing it, and wherever you want us to be with you. My name is Bemiga Olamiko. I have a lot of other colleagues at the back, behind the screen, that are working behind the scene, that are working, bringing all this to you till we come your way next time. I'm Bemiga Olamiko. Bye for now.